welcome back to Class Culture. My voice is almost there. It's about 89%. Welcome, Hearts of Gold. Welcome to this episode of Oddities and Curiosities. Today, we're going to talk about rituals. Thank you so much for enjoying these. I see you all watching. I appreciate you. And please, if you're new here, subscribe, join the membership, like, and if you are a content creator with 1,000 subscribers and you have a community tab, please share the video. Now let's get on with the show. I'm enjoying these because they're bringing them to the it's this what am I trying? I've had a long day. This purpose of doing these is for because it's October, but just the research and this indulging myself in revisiting some of these topics has been very, very helpful, bringing it to the forefront of my mind and my writing when I'm thinking about when we want to talk about the dark side of things, no matter what time of year. It doesn't have to just be October. These definitions, these exercises, these links give me places to go back just to make sure. I like to test myself. I understand what they mean. Again, if you were to ask someone what the word ritual means, they would have a hell of a time explaining it to you. And there's nothing wrong to revisit those things in a fun, ghoulish type of way during October, what it actually means. There's nothing wrong with it for me. I'm glad I'm making this because every October I get to come back and watch it and revisit the topic again. I can revisit it to help learn how to write better, to bring some excitement to a character. I can learn about rituals because we want to understand why we celebrate Halloween. Now, last year, I'm going to add to this playlist too. We did a whole episode with my professor, Scotty, and we spoke about rituals. So I'm going to add that to this playlist. Give me a moment. I might forget it. It'll come back to me. Then you'll see it in there. But we already did that. I think I put it under the interviews. But now we get to delve into the what's and whys and when things began. So it is a oddity and curiosity in the sense that we now know what it means, the definition of things. But now we can put it into, we can decorate. We can tell scary stories. We can teach children as they grow up. We can remind ourselves what these mean, and we can delve into a topic more just by investigating it. Some people live this for all their life, and they embrace it. Some folks love horror, scary shows, novels, things like that, mysteries, you know, um, some people like myths. Some people are superstitious. Some people are just curious. So, yeah, it doesn't just have to be about Halloween. That's why I enjoy making this for this month. So, we got December of last year's Vlogmas. We have, curiosity, oddities and curiosities for Vlogtober. And then next year, I'm going to do the whole month, whichever month Easter falls. Sometimes it's in March, sometimes it's in April. So one day, all months will have something holiday related. Now, that's going to take what, 8 years minimum? Because to me, I've done, maybe like January one day, I'll do like presidents or something. I don't know. Because I did Kwanzaa and I also do Epiphany for Coptic Christians. But I'm like, yeah, I'll deal with that when I come around to that. But yeah, that's what I want to do for my channel, and it will live on forever. This is also a legacy for your family to come back and listen, and they'll own it and they'll be able to, partake in it and all that kind of stuff. And I do believe I know which family member it is, but I have to remind myself that I think I told them. I know they're my legacy on like my Facebook. And to be honest with you guys, I just write all of my password things. I don't know about you, but I've had a will ever since I was 18 when you joined the military. I just write all my passwords on the envelope. So they don't have to search for bank pins or things like that. But you know me, I'm squirrel. I'll get off topic. But let's, you know, that's also a ceremony, burial. But what are we going to talk about today? Welcome back to Class Culture. I appreciate you. Ritual definition, rite definition, because I had to put the word definition in there because it wasn't acting right. So I had to put it in there like that. So remember to put it in exactly, sorry, the way you see it down below in the description box downtown. Ritual definition, rite definition, ceremony definition, sacred, stingy jack. I bet you never heard about that, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Websites. So I've been, taking my time. And the reason why these might seem like they're behind in time, they're not. I'm just giving you time to enjoy the topic because I don't want them to hit every day. Because if they hit every day, when you look at my video page, it'll all just be this. So I like how it's sort of like, checkerboard. I want them to be intertwined in between all the other things we do here in class culture. So let's look at ritual definition first. One of these I'm going to do, maybe more than one, maybe 3. I'll choose. Hang on. Stand by. Okay. Maybe 3 will do live. I have to decide which 3. I'll space them out. Like maybe the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th. But maybe I'll just do that. Okay. Just so I can get some interaction. But to be honest with you guys, as a content creator, it's really nice to just do uploads. And I know you guys will come and visit it. And welcome to anyone else that's not a Heart of Gold. Please subscribe because look at my playlist. I have a lot of content about a lot of topics, and they're very easy to find. The playlists are clearly titled, and it is exactly what it is. We don't do clickbait. We don't do subliminals. We do keep it 100. So yeah, whatever you see in the title, you're going to find. So again, let's get on with rituals. Yeah, ritual definition. You know me. And sit back, relax. I'm just chill being myself. This is not a production channel. It's just me talking to you, my heart of gold. So ritual definition. Okay, here it comes. Let me see how you see. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So yeah, here we go. Let me put that back at the bottom. Okay. For some reason, it looks really, really big, but it's not. So I'll just keep that up there. All right. So a ritual is a stereotyped sequence of activities involving gestures, words, objects, performed in a sequestered place and designed to influence, and you can read the rest. I would also say it's dance. Okay. And down below, so that was the wiki. This is the vocabulary.com. As an adjective, ritual means conforming to fill in the blank rites. It says religious rites. It also could be holiday, fun, date, cooking. It just depends, what you're trying to repeat. For some reason, people think it's just religion. Well, no. Let's just say you are an atheist and you grew up remembering your grandmother preparing Thanksgiving dinner and you bought all the ingredients and you want to repeat that every year over and over and over again. That's a rite. It's a ritual. which are sacred, customary ways of celebrating a religion or a culture. There it is, culture. So when you look in that definition, and hello to all our internationals, thank you so much for being here. When you broaden the topic and broaden its meaning, then apply it to you, then a little burst of love and warmth and reminisce. Okay, so, y'all know I'm studying French. My words, I get tongue tied all day long. You reminisce about good things every day, all day long. So even if it's just you, even if you don't like to decorate, buy a tiny little pumpkin and put it on your desk in um, memory of, to reminisce about the good times you had when you were your childhood. Celebrate your childhood. Who doesn't want to celebrate their childhood? Oh, I will never stop, you know, decorating. I will never stop remembering. I always pull out the family photo album during the holidays. You know what I mean? So just know it's not weird. It's not wrong. It's a ritual. And you should remember the people that came before you for whatever reason, whether it was antiquity, you know, whether it's reenactment, whether it's something new you want to be involved in, whether it's performance, whether you go out in nature and just love on nature and it will love on you. You know, why not? You know, ritual, you know, intentional architect human activities that carry value and meaning, design, tools, methods to create human experiences are useful, usable, and engaging where we are. So we're talking about it. Create your human experience. I think a lot of people, I'm gonna keep that now. I think a lot of people, maybe I'll put that over on only thing I don't like about the community tab, you have to hit the whole picture because sometimes it'll have the word chewel and desi and you can't see the other. So I like it to all fit. But yeah, you are responsible for creating your human experience. I hate, and I don't like to use the word hate a lot, but I hate meeting people that don't do nothing. I hate it. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm sorry. I come over to my place and have some fun because I don't even know how you don't have no fun. Hmm. Right definition. Yeah, I don't. What is that? And then they'll blame it on somebody else. Don't let someone else spoil your fun, taint your experience on earth, take away your joy. If you don't celebrate Halloween, you got to wait a whole nother year to, okay, I'll put a pumpkin out. Do it now. Go to Michael's, go to Hobby Lobby, go to the grocery stores, go to CVS. I was in, where was I? Target, and pick up a decoration. And if you don't want to store it and you don't like it no more, find somebody to give it to. Donate it to a school or something. I keep my stuff. But anyway, right definition. Okay. Now you're going to get a lot of things. That's why I left that up there. Okay. So don't be afraid and say, what should I choose? Well, just go straight to what it gives you. A religious or other solemn ceremony or act, a body of customary observances characteristic of a church or a part of it, a social custom, practice, or conventional act. Just do it. It's fun. It goes way back to the beginning of humankind. It's important. They gave you your DNA. It stretches that far back. That DNA is right here. I honor them. I do. A rite is an established ceremony. Oh, did I say that? No. A rite is an established ceremonial, usually religious act. Rite in this sense fall into three major categories: rite of passage. Ooh, that tongue is loose. Right, rites of passage, generally changing an individual's social status, such as marriage, is a rite. It's a ritual. It's a ceremony, and you can read the rest. Okay. So here are wonderful images. You know, it can be religious if you want it to be. Now, when I put in definition, it is what it is. But I like the black and whites. You guys know I'm an arts and craft person. Shout out to Art and Craft Therapy. That's over on the information page. So you're going to get a lot of words here. But here, look at this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, I'm going to save a couple now. But these are great images, aren't they? We can do see more later. Oh, look, it has related down there. Okay. Nice, right? Some of them are not too like, ooh, but ooh, I like that one. A black church. Beautiful, right? And let's do this one. Okay. Defining what they do, the types, there's phases, there's initiation. Initiation. Am I saying that right? Initiation. It's all those S's and sh's. Uh, it's so much fun learning a different language, but I'm telling you, my mind is crazy. It's hard conjugating and all that stuff. Okay, real life connect. I love humans. How about that? Mhm. Well, in the hi, let's have fun way, but in the work sometimes getting on your nerves way, not so much. But yeah, a ritual. I like humans. When you show up to bird watch, we're all together. That's what I mean. When we're all on the same team. Okay, we're going to do this. It's going to be fun. Oh, we're learning about camping. Oh, we're learning about drawing. Oh, we're learning about whatever. Guitar playing. You gather. Oh, we're learning, folks who want to go out there and do yoga. You go to a place and you're all together for the same purpose. It's awesome. A ritual, event, experience that marks or constitutes a major milestone, a change in a person's life. That's the definition of a rite of passage. Now, I'm going to save that for something. And you can do the rest, right? Oh, look at this. I'm sorry. Ooh, look at this. Interesting, right? Stand by. Okay, I keep getting interrupted. But okay, here we go. The age of why is a new rite of passage needed today? I do rites of passage. I did it for my children. I do it for myself. I think everyone should find something. Okay. We are being conditioned to be self-absorbed, extremely sensitive of the perception of others. That's a good reason that people need to move in cycles. A woman's body is basically a cycle. We are a vessel for humankind. So you have to move in cycles. If you are off kilter or you not are involved, you can be a lone wolf, just a lone solo dolo person in real life. You don't have to gather. You should still perform your rights. So I like that. So if personal development for men, a rite of passage in the age of narcissism. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna look at that later. Okay. Okay, key concepts. How about that? Any regular activity done in a set pattern can be ritualistic. Rituals and ritualizing tell us how to relate to and give meaning to an experience. Rituals aid or guide life's transitions. Yes, they do. I'm in my Goldens. Shout out to my channel. The rite of passage is an essential step for the growth of individuals or communities. Yes, it is. Ooh, I love that. We're going to keep that, aren't we? And this one, I don't know. Yeah, that ain't a good website. So anyway, what's the next thing? Now, do I have, yeah, I do. Ceremony Definition. Yeah, I had to put in definition because for me, it wasn't working just by putting in the word. So it's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. So ceremony, a formal religious or public occasion, typically one celebrating a particular event or anniversary. The ritual observances and procedures performed at grand and formal occasions. A ceremony is a unified ritualistic event with a purpose, usually consisting of a number of artistic components, absolutely, performed on a special occasion. The word may be of that origin and Latin. I think it's Etruscan. Etruscan. That's the closest you're going to get. All right. So images, and then we're going to look at news. So we all know what that. I mean, come on. It's a wedding. I mean, really. Okay. We won't waste that too much time. Traditional types of wedding based on their culture, right? But there's also other types of ceremonies, so don't get all, your stuff in a bind. Marriage, commencement. I'm looking at the top here. Graduation. Okay? There's all types of ceremonies. So let's look at news. So when you look at news, the word ceremony, it might not hit, but it will. Like here, the Times of Israel. They're talking about marking the 80th anniversary of a massacre. So remembrance, because when people die, they leave loved ones. They need you to hug them on some anniversaries. They really do. You need to love on people. Okay? So I just wanted to show you that part. So how about you try to remember people that are still here after they've lost a loved one, just to let them know, hey, you want to go out to dinner, or can I send you a card, or what are you doing this Halloween? Let's go to a scary movie. Just spend some time with them. That's all. All right, because they'll never stop grieving. Like for my mom, I stopped grieving in the sense that I can say my mom, and not like it took me like 5 years, honestly. But now I'm okay. She did her job. I miss her every day, but the grieving turns into just ritual, ceremony, remembrance, honoring, that type of thing, right? So now look at sacred, because it's hard. Oh, I miss that woman every day. But she did a good job, because I'm not, messed up about it. I was there. I was our caregiver. So we all knew what was going to happen, right? Here it says, what is the synonyms? What are, I should be, the synonyms of sacred? Now, it says 67. Isn't that interesting? So what's sacred to you might not be sacred to me, and vice versa. However, we could recognize each other in whatever you're doing. Hey, Deirdre, why don't you come? Let's go to this park. This was my favorite park. We're going to put a flower by a tree. I'll go with you because I like you, but I can't feel what they feel. But it's sacred to them because their mom liked trees. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be personal. It's just, I'm here to support you. Or let's just say I was sitting in that park when those two people showed up and saw what they were doing, where I could tell it was something serious, sacred, a ritual, a ceremony, remembrance. I could tell just by watching them. And why can't we recognize that in each other? I think that we need that more. Recognizing what's not funny, what's not um less than. It's someone might see the color yellow and it might break them down in tears because that was their mom's favorite color. It just depends on the person. But be kind and just recognize, go, oh, okay, I get it. Like if somebody is at work and you tap them on the shoulder, on their supervisor, say, because I see they're not having a good day. And I might say, are you okay? And they might say, well, my mom died today, 7 years ago. Well, of course I'm going to say, are you okay? Of course I'm going to ask if they want to go home. If they can't work, they're upset, you know. So yeah. Related words like divine, holy, pure, what? Okay, yeah, we're gonna look that one up. You know how you hear a word but you never say it? Let me see. Copy. Let me see if the pronunciation. I hate it because sometimes it takes you to YouTube. I'm gonna go.
Sacrosanctity.
Sacrosanctity. Sacrosanctity. They better not get me. Sacrosanctity. Saintly, ordained, guarded, sanctioned, pious, consecrated, unconsecrated. So these are all synonyms meaning the same of the word sacred. So if I tell you something is pure to me, that means it's sacred to me. And you shouldn't make fun of it. You shouldn't demean it. The definition is dedicated or set apart for the service or worship of, here it says, a deity or worship of anything. Okay? Devoted, dedicated. It's a right to do it, right? And then here, because it's a lot of definitions, y'all. Here it says, considered to be holy or deserving respect. That's my favorite one. It deserves respect. For instance, if I saw those people in the park laying a flower because their mom loved trees and that's how they honor them every year on their death or birthday or whatever reason. If I was yelling, screaming, or blowing a whistle and I saw them doing something like that, I would pause. That's me. You know, everyone is different. But yeah, I want that one. Yeah, I want that one. Shout out to the Cambridge English Dictionary. People are so mean, but you know, that's their karma. That's their energy. Now let's look up this before we go into the Webbies. Now I wanted to bring up at least one or two traditions regarding Halloween. Okay, that we haven't. I've never even talked about it because I was like, okay, I don't want to repeat. Now, maybe next year we'll do Halloween events, or I'll interview somebody about Halloween, or I'll come up with something, but it's not going to be the same because every year I celebrate Halloween, so it is what it is. I'll come up with something. But here is a tale regarding Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack, also known as Jack the Smith, Drunk Jack, Flaky Jack, and Jack-o'-lantern, yes, is a mythical character sometimes associated with, all times, right, with All Hallows Eve, Halloween, while also acting as the mascot of the holiday. The Jack-o'-lantern may be derived from the character. So there you go. Stingy Jack, Jack-o'-lantern. The practice originated from an Irish myth about a man nicknamed Stingy Jack. According to the story, Stingy Jack invited the devil to have, you can fill in the rest, but we will look here. Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King from The Nightmare Before Christmas, has some clear parallels with Stingy Jack, including his name, his undead skeletal appearance, his ceremonial pumpkin-headed scarecrow costume, and his status as the charismatic figurehead of Halloween Town. So yeah, you can find out the rest. But yeah, you can read it. Okay, it says he tricked the devil twice. Okay, that was a spoiler alert. But anyway, back then they used to use turnips instead of pumpkins. I think me and Scotty talked about that. But yeah, go have fun with that. Go tell your kids, go scare them with a ghouly story about Stingy Jack. because there are, like they say, there are dozens of versions, but you can start off there. But it is folklore. They said he was a blacksmith and he had a fondness for mischief and booze. Okay, that's funny. So let's look at the pictures. Ooh. Now some people are scared of Halloween. I'm not superstitious. I like ghouly things. So I fool people sometimes. I think just because of what I look like, how I speak, how I behave, but I love scary things. I always tell people I loved reading scary stories to my kids. I think the more you read, the better they are at adjusting to scary things in life, because it's not supposed to be. Life is not supposed to, you're not supposed to be afraid to be alive, in my opinion. So I didn't raise my children to be scared of anything under their bed or somebody's going to come get you or anything like that. But I've always said I'm the House of Slytherin. Okay, yeah, I'll probably start watching Harry Potter like on the 10th or something. But I mean, give me a break. Snipe was the hero. Okay, the what's his name? Killed the snake, but still, Snipe every day, all day long. Okay, I love it. Like Star Trek. I like Klingons. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't know. I like the villains because they have a story. To them, they're not villains, but to other people, they are. Ooh, that's so nasty, pumpkin. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we're gonna see that again. So yeah, have fun with the pictures. And here's some turnips. Some people still carve turnips. I think they look weird. Now that's scary. How about you carve a turnip and scare everybody? But yeah, the turnip is scarier than the pumpkin, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, it's weird, right? Look at him. So yeah, shout out to Stingy Jack. I wonder why he was called Stingy. Well, you gotta read and you tell me what you found out. So yeah, let's go to the Webbies and then we'll be done. We got 5, so hang on. So what's the first one? I think it doesn't matter what order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, but I want to do that one last. All right, so let's go to Psychological Dictionary. Yeah, but it's supposed to be fun. I like that people understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they kind of blow you off. You know what I mean? When you're having a conversation about Stingy Jack and somebody across, I know Stingy Jack, and then you have a whole 2-hour conversation at a cocktail party on the phone or here live in Class Culture. And it's like, oh yeah, my grandfather used to tell that tale and all of that stuff. That's when the goodness starts. That's the personal human experience. So yeah, here, okay, now this is down below. No, it's not. I lie. Why did I see? I'm sharing the wrong one, ain't I? I hit the wrong one. See, I started talking. Okay, let's go to the right one. So yeah, don't be afraid to have fun. Give me a second. Here it is. It's the W. W. Ooh, I took my W back after W left because I was like, I can't use W. All right. Ritual. Body of ceremonies or rites used. Yeah, they stalking us, y'all. Used in a place of worship or fraternal organization. Actions and gestures performed in a specific manner or order, in automatic or compulsive pattern or behavior in response to a particular situation or stimulus. Now, go all the way down. And I love this. Culture complex, psychological time, storytelling. Okay. Phototherapy. That's what we do when we hit the images. I love phototherapy every day. No one can stop me. That's why I have a laptop. because I enjoy looking at images. All right. No matter what the topic, right? So let's go to this next one. Let me see which one it is. Okay, I think that was the one that it's a little premature. Yeah, here we go. Now, I mentioned, my mom, because we both love Halloween. Any holiday, we enjoy, right? So there's also a death rite, okay? You go, huh? Well, yeah, burial, mortuary, funeral. Some people have wakes, repasts. There's a lot. I don't know about you, but I don't do funerals. I have to be coaxed into it. I think it started with the funeral of my dad. I hated it. I was only 5 years old. I did not understand why he was in a box. To this day, I still don't get it because I don't want to be locked in a box. I'm going to be cremated. My mother was cremated, and we already have our ritual for when I pass away. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't get it. I think we should be returned to the earth in the sense that we should bind with it, not be locked in a box. That's just me. I don't know where that started, but anyway. I hated it. I just think, at 5 years old, just sitting there looking at him laying, and my mother kept asking me, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, are you okay?" And we had this conversation over and over and over again. She was like, "You were so calm." I was like, "Well, I knew he was gone. It's just he wasn't there." Because I think it was about 4 days before he passed away, my mom took me to the hospital. I didn't get mad at her, but I was like, I wish I could have hugged him. She says, "Yeah, well, I held you at the door so you could wave at him because he knew his time was coming and he sat up in the bed. It was near the window. And I remember he had a tube in his nose and he sat up in the bed like he was well and waved and smiled and said he loved me. And I was in her arms. She was holding me up. You know how your bottom is on her arm and I'm hugging her neck and I waved back at him. And she opened the door, I waved, and we left. I'm like, "Why'd you do that?" I wanted to hug him. She was like, "Well, he didn't want you to hug him." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "I don't know. I guess it would have been too much for him." I was like, "Okay." But it was still a good memory. Okay. So by the time I made it to the funeral, look at Walgreens, y'all. By the time I made it to the funeral, I knew that wasn't him. I was like, "No, he gone." Because I waved by already. She was like, "Oh, you're such an intelligent little girl." I'm like, "Well, yeah, he's dead." So I guess because I was little, only 5, I had minimal contact with them versus all my other siblings. The next one older is 6 years older than me. That was devastating. But for me, it was like, "Okay, love you, daddy, bye." That type of thing. But yeah, I miss him too every day. I have beautiful pictures, beautiful stories, beautiful aunts and uncles, that type of thing, relatives. Some have since passed on. We've gone after family reunion, happy, healthy. I still have my granddad. I told you the story, how he used to babysit me. He was around until I was, 11. So yeah, speaking French. But yeah, I was okay. And she always thought that was the oddest thing. I was like, "No, I was okay." But yeah, I'm here, death rite. Hold on for a second. Okay. People love to make noise. Okay. A death rite, also termed as burial, mortuary. Did I say that already? Mortuary or funerary rite is a religious and or a cultural ceremony associated with the death, burial, or cremation. Guess what? It's also legal. It's the law. You have to dispose of a body properly. It's the law. Isn't that crazy? Groups across the globe have a number of diverse death rites which exhibit their beliefs, geography, traditions, values, attitudes regarding death. For instance, Muslims, I always say it wrong. I want to say Muslim when I'm talking about fabric, Muslim. Muslim. Sorry, I'm silly. Muslims lay their dead on their right side facing Mecca. Most Native Americans buried their dead warriors in an upright position, and some cultures in the Pacific Islands prefer water burials. That's us. So you can read the rest, and it's down below. So, I mean, we've had the conversation a million times, and it is what it is. Y'all know everything about Gigi. If you don't, join the replay crew, boo. Thank you. But yeah, okay, what's next? I'm trying to do this in order. Okay, that's the one that I. A second. Yeah. There's also, because in Halloween decorations, what do? It's about death. It's about ghosts. It's about all of that fun stuff. But some people are afraid of stuff like that, and I'm like, that's not. You don't have to be afraid of it. It's supposed to be fun, But if you just want to focus on fun in the living, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this one. Okay, now this is a weird link, but it's important. It's azleg.gov, and then that's the rest of it. It says who can perform a marriage. So I thought I wanted to throw that in there. I thought that was important before we talked about it. But here, persons authorized to perform marriage ceremony. I thought that was interesting. The following are authorized to, preside over, matrimonial ceremonies. One is an ordained clergyman. Two, judges of courts. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I think I heard of it, but I was like, that's weird. Three is municipal court judges. So I don't know what the difference is, but anyway, justice of the peace. Now, a lot of people go to the justice of the peace. Okay. Justices of the United States Supreme Court. I was like, wow. When I was doing my research, I was like, that's kind of cool, right? Because that's, to me, that's what makes it sacred, no matter what people are doing. It's a special ceremony. It's not just anybody. No, there's a reason. We could probably break each and every one of these down and find an ancient reason why. The wise men, the religious man, the upstanding pillar of the community. You want the special person to do this special thing, this special rite of passage, right? Number 6, judges of courts of appeal. That's interesting. I'm not going to read the rest. Number 7, bankruptcy court and tax court judges. I thought that was funny. United States magistrate judges. So all these judges, I'm like, whoa, right? Now, number 9 was weird too. Judges of Arizona Court of Military Appeals. Is that OJ? Isn't that weird? And then it says, for the purposes of this section, licensed or ordained clergymen include ministers, elders, or persons who, by the customs, rules, and regulations of a religious society or sect, are authorized or permitted to solemnize, that's a weird word, marriages, or to officiate at marriage ceremonies. Isn't that weird? Very weird. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to go back. Oh, it's under, okay, where did I find that? Under ceremony definition. Yeah, so now I can get rid of that because I just wanted to see what led me there. Weird, right? I'm like, judges? Well, do I want a judge? Now, when I got married, first time was the justice of the peace because we were in the military. Second time was a captain, but he was a minister of the yacht, the boat. So, a judge, that'll be weird. Maybe we'll find a judge just for the hell of it. Okay. So what do I want to do for next? Okay, sacred places. So when you have ceremonies, when you do events, like I just mentioned, the wheres and the whys, there are places on earth or venues that you might choose, right? And when I choose my venue or sacred place for whatever reason, um, this might help me and it might help you too. Okay. So I'm just making sure. Yep, I'm putting that in order. Now I want to take that away. Yeah, because that's too pretty to cover. All right. Isn't this great? Now, this website is beautiful. It's called sacredsites.com. So, whether you're performing a ceremony or not, it's just great places to go visit. So, look at all of this: global, Africa, Americas, Asia, Europe, Middle East, Oceania. Okay. Nice, right? So choose wisely or just travel and have fun. I got to go to Barnes and Noble. Biography, magical places, sacred sites, photo gallery. This is a great website. So enjoy. I know I did. Look at this: non-violent communication. And then here how to use this website. But here you can also select a language. So if you're studying French, like Gigi, you could put that in there. Oop. Oh, they won't let me. I got some old nasty firewalls in place, but you could if you wanted to. How about that? They said, no, ma'am. Okay. So what's the next, Webby? Give me a second. Okay. And then one more. Which one? I'm sorry. I'm just looking. Okay, let me do this one first. Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure. Yep, I get the right one. Of course, you know I have other things open. So let's look at the origins of marriage. Now, Gigi Darling, what does that have to do with anything? My relatives, for some reason, we get married in September's and October's. I got married on the first day of spring, but the day after my birthday. But yeah, it's just they like October and fall weddings, so that's why. So instead of talking about why we trick or treat, we already talked about that. Or you can look it up and let me know. But yeah, a lot of people get married in September and October in my family. So I say, you know what? Why not? So this article is called The Origins of Marriage. Still good information, even though that's when it was written, and a great website. It talks about the institution of marriage is now the subject of a bitter national debate. And I don't know why, but it talks about, I just call it coupling. What's wrong with it? If you want to make it legal, you can. If you don't, you don't. It's up to the two people. But yeah, it talks about how old the institution it is, what happened, the purpose. We have feelings. Some people are different than others. How did religion get involved? The nature of it. When did love? Because some cultures set marriages up. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on. Now, here they talked about how it started. My foot is on a little stool. If you hear that in the back, it's just me pushing on it. I don't know. I'm fidgety. Men who marry men, we know that's legal. Women who marry women, all that good stuff. But let me go back here. Okay. Okay, what was it about then? Marriage's primary purpose was to bind women to men. and thus guarantee that a man's children were truly his biological heirs. Through marriage, a woman became a man's property. Back then, we belong to each other. Put it that way. In the betrothal, what is that? Let me say it right. Like betrothed. Why do they say it like that? Yeah, like they were betrothed. Yeah. Ceremony of ancient Greece. So in Greece, that's their testimony. A father would hand over his daughter with these words. Now, I understand marriage. This is me talking. I understand marriage in the sense that, well, when women become mature at whatever age that is, we're talking ancient times, you guys. Um, Guys would come. So you have to choose one. She can't be, the husbands know, fathers know. She can't be boinking all over town. Then she would be, soiled, quoting fingers in the air. The one they chose, she would accept, or when she chose, they would accept, and they would go, the other suitors would go away and find somebody else. So it has to be some order to it, or it's horrible and people would get hurt. So I get it. You don't have, thank God I live in modern times. I read a lot of books, you guys. I'd shake my head, go, how did they do it? I just had a conversation with someone the other day about eyeglasses. Well, we are in a modern world. We are living longer. When someone died at 40, that was a good life, But how did people live without eyeglasses? And we had that whole conversation. I'm like, wow, that must have been terrible. But then we came to the conclusion, well, 500 years ago, a lot of people were illiterate, so they weren't reading it. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But yeah, we have all these different conversations. But in ancient Greece, they had betrothals. Am I saying it right? I'm going to look it up, y'all. They were betrothed, meaning you will marry this person when you get older. It's like, what? So we're just in a different time now, and I don't even know how that works. I'm putting it in, y'all, so I can focus. Okay, here it is.
Betrothal.
Betrothal. I'm confused sometimes. When I look at a word, I go, am I saying that right? A father would hand over his daughter with these words: I pledge my daughter for the purpose of producing legitimate offspring. Among the ancient Hebrews, men were free to take several wives. Married Greeks and Romans were free to satisfy their sexual urges with concubines, prostitutes, and even teenage male lovers. Okay, well, we know all of that is against the law. And if you're mad, you can get a divorce. Yes, in some states, we already talked about that. It's against the law. While their wives were required to stay home and tend to the household. If wives failed to produce offspring, their husband could give them back and marry someone else. That's crazy. But we're talking ancient and another culture. America is all brand new and modern, and it is what it is. But yeah, I love how people try to bring old stuff into current modern times. No, it don't work that way. And why don't you go move to Greece? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. They try to say, well, back then you could have 6 wives. Well, it's against the law in America. Don't nobody want that, right? When did religion become involved? As the Roman Catholic Church became a powerful institution in Europe, the blessings of a priest became a necessary step for a marriage to be legally recognized. By the 8th century, marriage was widely accepted in the Catholic Church as a sacrament or a ceremony to bestow God's grace, right? To wish good luck on them, because a lot of people are superstitious. At the Council of Trent in 1562, the sacramental nature of marriage was written into canon law. So it's law. Okay? So yeah, enjoy your research. Okay? Now what's next? What is next? Okay. Now, just like I object, oh, sorry. Yeah, we got one more. Give me a second. Well, do I have this one? Here's another one. Oh, good. Okay. I have something else for you guys. Yeah, we're going to end on that one. Ooh, 7. Lucky 7. 007. Okay. So let me copy that. So I'll put it under this particular. And then next will be number 5. So thank you guys. Even though, okay, in real time, I'm a little behind. I'm not. I'm just staggering these. But it won't matter because you can always go back and hit number 1 through 5 in that order, or you can skip around. Okay. So shout out to the future and beyond. This is so much fun. Okay. So which one do I want to do first, though? Am I sharing it? Yeah, I am. Give me a second. No, I wasn't. See, I'm talking. Now, before I zoom up at the top, let's talk about it. So I would object, I'm not I don't know, one wife, one husband, but some people are different. And based on their culture, that's what they're living. That's their truth, even today. Sorry, take a sip. But I would never discriminate against them. So I felt I needed to share this policy preventing discrimination based on creed, because there are indigenous people and spiritual practices that are still existing today. I'm not here to judge them. I'm just saying, with my hand up to the sky, that's not for Gigi. So here it says, while indigenous spiritual beliefs and practices may vary among First Nations, those are folks here, some common elements are evident during particular engagements. Okay, so I would never say, oh, it's 2022, you shouldn't be practicing that. They can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? I mean, really, honestly. And historical context talks about many people spoke about the ongoing legacies of colonialism in Ontario. So Ontario is a town here in California. This is very interesting, where you can delve into ancient traditions that are still alive today. They have to do with ritual and ceremony now that were back then, and they still held on to it. So I wanted to add this to this particular video, because when I come study it again, because I know I will have this link and I'll go, oh, that's right. I want to delve into that, because their traditional ways are different from ours. Like they're sovereign people, even though we are in the United States and they reside on this continent, they are sovereign people. So their laws are in conjunction with ours. You know what I mean? This included the active suppression and denigration of indigenous culture, unfortunately, language, spirituality, and ways of life by government and church authorities, and consecrated efforts to destroy, subjugate, and assimilate indigenous people. So I salute them in keeping their traditional ways, and it's unfortunate, it's ugly. However, now I wish they didn't have, like, I understand why they want to live on reservations, things like that, to be separate. But, they serve for our nation and were wonderful in World War II and everything, all of that. But that 200 years, it really did damage to their culture. It severed a lot of traditions, languages, but it is vibrant. It is. Have you ever been to a powwow? I mean, really. Canada, it's vibrant. Mexico is vibrant, and the United States is coming back. So they talk about elders, they talk about children. So I'm gonna go to the top. I thought this was important to share this. It's a start. Now you might want to look in Tennessee, or I don't know, West Virginia or Michigan, to see what their Human Rights Commission is talking about. I just chose a town here that I know I've visited, and I think it's kind of cool that they have their own laws. Okay, since I talked about laws, and it's spiritual, right? So yeah, I think it's really cool. Okay, so just kind of take a peek and look and see what you find. and honor them as well. We're on their land. We really are. We're on their land. I'm not even supposed to be on this continent. My husband used to tell me all, he's like, you're on the wrong continent. I'm like, excuse me? But he was right. It's funny how you get into conversations and arguments with people you love. It's like, shut up. He never understood that. He's like, it makes no sense. So here we're going to end on Halloween. Travelandleisure.com. Holiday travel, Halloween at home. Spending Halloween at home doesn't have to be boring. Never. Especially with Gigi Darling. If you refuse to decorate, you better go buy a card and put it on the desk or your mantle or near your bed. Do something. You might not get to partake in festive traditions like trick-or-treating. I still get me a bowl of candy. I sure do. Visiting a haunted house due to that. But you can find ways to quarantine Halloween. Look, to me, it doesn't matter if there's a pandemic. A lot of people never went out. Please turn your light off if you don't have candy. That is the most depressing thing for a mom, dad, family, group of people to knock on your door, get no answer, or you come out and say, why are you calling me? It's Halloween. Turn the light off, put a sign up, let them have some fun. But you can find ways to have good ideas at home. So here, people like to do a whole family thing. We still dress up. Sorry, not sorry. We watch scary stuff. We carve our pumpkins or our turnips. We do spooky jams. Oh, I have a whole thing of spooky music. Ooh, that was old nasty adult beverage. Or it could be a Shirley Temple, no alcohol. You can have non-alcoholic wine. You can mix up your own potion. You could have a scary movie night, invite all the kids, family, cousins. You could play all kind of games. Shout out to tarot, right? Virtual readings. I think this year is going to be off the chain. Boo your friends, do something fun and silly with adults. Magic show, learn a magic trick. Decorate, right? Whatever. Go to Chinatown and find Halloween decorations. Do something different, right? Autumn tradition. Even if you don't celebrate Halloween, you can still put a pumpkin and go to Michael's and get some Halloween leaves. Celebrate the season. Celebrate planet Earth because it's changing, right? Ooh, look out for the rare Halloween blue moon. Yeah. Now, when was this written? It might be old. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, that was last year because I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, still good information. I just didn't use this last year. And let me make sure that is, yeah. Because why? Those are rituals. That is a ceremony. It is a rite. It is sacred because it goes way back. And it goes way prior, right, to Stingy Jack. We talked about that last year. Shout out to Scotty. I might interview somebody. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it's important that you keep these celebrations. Ask a lot of older people in your family, what's your favorite holiday? And cling on to that. Because I'm telling you, when they're gone, you're going to hate it. Oh, I hate hearing people go, well, I wish I'd have asked them a question while they were alive. Well, somebody else is alive, I'm sure. that first cousin, that 80-year-old first cousin, knew the other person that's still alive. So you could at least ask them a question. Don't just, it shows some love. Give them some attention. People kill me. I had a person get mad at me one time. Well, they won't know. Yeah, of course they will. They grew up together. I was at a family reunion once. My mom was sitting next to her brother. They have both ascended to heaven. and a young cousin, like, I don't know, in their 30s, and they were both sitting and talking to her. She talking to her brother, and he talked to his sister. And they came up and sat at the table, and they were just having a conversation. And the young person said, "Well, how did you know that about her?" And they were like, "We were here before you were born. We know each other since birth. We grew up in the same house. We were 3 and 4 years old together." I don't understand how people think. So I learned how to respect their rituals, what they want to celebrate, where they want to go, what ceremony would they like to attend, what color um, pumpkin do they want, what type of pie do they want at Thanksgiving. That way you're honoring them while they're here. Not, "Ooh, I wish I could have had a conversation with them," and the person sitting next to you grew up with them. Well, now it's time to have a conversation with whoever, right? No matter if they're 10 years older than you, 5 years older than you, or 40 years older than you. Ask them, well, how did you guys celebrate Halloween? Or write it in your handwriting, or let's record them talking about it. And it'll just start rolling off their tongue, because they have memories too. They have 80 years of Halloween memories. Are you telling me they can't find a story to tell you? And next thing you know, you're gonna have a great evening, even if you don't put one jack-o'-lantern anywhere in your house. That's what I want to bring. That's a ritual. That's a ceremony. That's something, that's a human experience that you just created. And that's what I want people to do in the digital modern world today. Record everything. I bought a scanner. I finally set it up, you guys. Scan every family picture you can find. Just start today. What you start today, then you catch up, then you can start after that. Then you go over to this uncle's house, then you scan their stuff. Then you'll find pictures of them in their um, you know, Easter outfit, their Christmas outfit, and their Halloween outfits. Start creating. I'm going to start doing, because I have old pictures and things, and I'll be doing the scrapbooking and things, and they're saying, "Oh, don't use your original pictures." But sometimes I'm like, "Oh, we got to use the original. I just don't want them in boxes. I want to use them." So, but I'm going to scan everything first, and then I'll probably, punch holes and things like that. But, because it is a piece of old plastic and chemicals, and eventually they're going to fade, so I'm going to be creative in some type of way. However, for Halloween, you could get all the old pictures of everybody in Halloween costumes and put them in frames and give them away as gifts. Anything that brings happiness. That's it. That's all. Just focus on making your own family rituals and ceremonies. Then you can do the global and cultural ones. Focus on who's sitting right next to you. Focus on the people who are in your family. Have fun. Send Halloween cards. I'm sending Halloween cards to everybody I can find, like age 70 and above, just to let them know you're still here. You're still in my mind and my heart. I still love you. And sometimes I call them up and say, "Hey, tell me a story about my mom." And they will. And then I know my mom is there. That type of thing. So make it yours, but make it fun. And it is October. Make it scary. But other than that, yeah, you could do that any time of the year, right? You could do that for any holiday. Keep track. That's one of my projects. I'm going to be, I want to do, you know, for a film festival, is just find somebody and just keep track, or find somebody that will agree to sit with me and talk about whatever they want to talk about. And it might not even have to do with any blood relative or anybody I'm related to. I'm just going to do it and see what goes from there and document it. I have a whole box of family photos. I'm sure somebody died and all these beautiful photos were left. And I often ask myself, who didn't keep track of these? I've got precious photos in my hand, and I know these people are related to somebody, but there's no name, date, nothing. So that kind of makes me sad that people don't have these pictures of their relatives, but I'm going to try to connect them. I'm going to try by a photo. Wouldn't that be interesting? And see who comes out of the woodwork. Wouldn't that be fun? But yeah, just find a way to celebrate Halloween this year and make it personal instead of just, oh, just a pumpkin, oh, just a black cat. Try to make it personal. That's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to try to make it personal, whether it's with my kids and their costumes or with me. I'm still working on it. You know, I got my tree from last year and it is black because remember we did the black and white Christmas, but I'm going to incorporate it somehow. I haven't decided yet. I'm almost there. I got like 4 ideas. I got to whittle it down, but you'll see it live and in living color. But yeah, make it somehow personal this year. So yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much. Again, if you're new, and we got a whole bunch more, so stay tuned. If you're new here, please subscribe. Yeah, it's really, really simple. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. It's big and red, right? Then you thumbs up the videos. Then you join playlists. And then you share them. And then you get that bell. Then you hit those reminder buttons. Then you will be locked and loaded. You can even use your HUGz. Yeah, and just hit it over and over and over. Just go down and hit it like on every video you find. Because guess what? I'm just having fun over here, building, right? Having fun way before I retire. So by the time I retire, my channel will be full, chock full, and in all the algorithms that I work very, very hard to be a part of. I make sure that my description boxes are clean. I make sure that the titles, I make sure it has a fun thumbnail, that type of thing. So by the time I retire, you guys, in 5 years, I'll have like half the calendar, right? We'll have Christmas, October, Easter, and then 5 more. Yeah, I only have like a couple more years to have. Every month is going to be a holiday, 30 days worth of goodness. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. But anyway, thank you guys. I'm just rambling now, but it is fun just to record yourself. Even if you want to, let me say this before I leave. Even if you want to become a content creator, you don't have to make your videos public. You can make daily journals and keep them private and make a playlist, and they're there for you. Then you can use StreamYard or YouTube and you can download them to a hard drive, and there you are. So somebody 40, 50, 70 years from now, 100, knock on my head, I'm getting to 100, but can come back and have you, Gigi Darling, 200 years in the future, talking about Halloween, and everybody's going to be listening to you going, that's our great grand. And that, to me, that's more appealing than anything else. Forget an audience, forget how many people watch, none of that. That brings me joy. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next video, and please join the playlists because things are going to get kind of busy, but I'm still, November won't be as hectic, but I'll have a lot to do. This is real time. Shout out to the future and beyond. But I'll have a lot of other things I'm going to have to focus on. So November is going to be a bit just scheduled videos. You know, if anything pops up in between time, in the meantime, I'll hit it. But yeah, even November, and then December, bam, cosplay. And then January, bam, 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 bam. So it's happening. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention. I appreciate your subscription, and I appreciate your membership. Thank you so much from the bottom of my golden heart. See you guys later. Bye.